Hey, what's up guys, welcome to part 2 of creating the Instagram clone using Swift 3 and Firebase. So in the previous lecture we actually set up Firebase with our project using pods, and then we configured Firebase so that we can connect our Xcode project with Firebase. In this video we are going to be designing the three screens, that is the welcome screen, the login screen, and the sign up screen. So we're going to be designing all these three screens, and then we are going to be connecting all the outlets and connections to their respective view controller files. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to be starting up by basically opening up my Xcode project. So this is the same as we left it in the previous lecture. So all we did was import Firebase, and then we configured the app using firapp.configure. Alright, now what we want to do is I have a couple of image assets that I want to import into my project. So you could find all these assets, the download link to all these assets is down in the description, so you could click on that and download it. You'll get a zip file, so you need to unzip it, and you'll get a folder. Just a second. You'll get a folder which is Insta clone assets. So you'll get a zip file, you need to unzip it, and inside this you have all the images that we need, and these are all the three resolutions, that is X, 2X, and 3X. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be importing all of these images into my project. So I'm going to be opening up my assets.x assets, and then I'm going to be opening up my Insta clone assets, and I'm just selecting all of these, and I'm going to drag it over here. As you could see, I have all three images at all three different resolutions: avatar, boy, girl, and the welcome screen pic. So these are the three images that we need for right now. In future, maybe we might be importing more images, but for now we are going to limit to this. Okay, now I'm going to be moving up to main.storyboard, and let's start designing the three screens. So let's just wait for the storyboard to load. Alrighty. Okay, so this our app is going to have a welcome screen from which we can access the login and the sign up screen. So let's create the welcome screen first. So what I'm going to be doing is resizing this actually so that it fits the screen. Yeah. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be first grabbing a label, and I'm going to be placing it right over there. I want to stretch it and set the alignment to center. And change the text to the name of your app, so it's completely up to you what you have named your apps, but since we are using Instagram as the name of the app, I'm going to say Instagram. Then I'm going to leave the color to the default color, that is the black, and then I'm going to change the font. I want to go for a font custom, and I want to get a Helvetica new, and the style is going to be bold, and I'm going to increase the size to, let's say, 25. No, I think this is pretty small. I'm going to get it to 39. Awesome. Now that looks good. Or maybe we could even increase it more. Let's see, what size can we get as the maximum? Okay, we'll keep it to 50. So 50 is like a really nice size. So I'm going to place it right over there. Now I'm going to get another label, which is going to be my, a subtext kind of thingy, just telling you what Instagram is or something like that. So I'm gonna stretch it and center it. Then I'm gonna again make sure this is center alignment, and then I'm gonna change the text to something like share your photos with your friends. Alright, so that looks nice. I'm just gonna move it a little bit up, and I'm gonna change the color to a dark gray color. Okay, so that looks pretty good with that. It just kind of matches with the black color. And maybe I'm just gonna decrease the font size to 16. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm just gonna move it a little bit up. Yep, a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna be getting in my image view, and I'm going to be getting a small flat style image that was let's see, it gets open assets, and it was the welcome screen pic. So I'm going to come over here and type in welcome screen pic, and I'm going to resize it. I'm going to go here into my aspect. I'm going to keep it to a perfect circle by doing 135 by 135, and then I'm going to hit shift and then resize it so that I can get a perfect size. Alright, now that looks good. So the size is 103 by 103. So I'm just adding this image just to, make the welcome screen a little bit more lively, because without this, it kind of looks dull. So I'm just going to be adding that image to make it more lively. And now what I'm going to be doing is adding the button for login and sign up. So I'm going to add the button over here, extend this kind of like that, and then I'm gonna place it right in the center. Okay, now I want to change the I want to give it a background color, so I'm gonna be coming over here and I'm going to be selecting this color. So if you want to know what color is this, I'll just give you the hex code. Let's see, it is 47A8F2. So again, 47A8F2. So this is the hex color code for this particular color. And then I want to change the text color to white, and I want to change the text to sign in. Alright, and then I'm going to be changing the font to custom, and I'm going to be leaving it to a medium, and I'm going to increase the size to 18. 18 looks good. And now I'm going to get another button for sign up. So this is going to be a little bit more smaller kind of version. So I'm just going to stretch it like that and place it right in the center, and I'm going to change the text to don't have an account, create now. And I'm going to change that to question mark. Okay, so that is how we're going to do it. And maybe I'm going to change the color to, again, a dark gray color. Okay, now that looks good. So this is our welcome screen. So once we click on sign in, it's going to take us to the sign in screen, and if you click over here, it's going to take us to the registration screen. So let's get started by designing the sign in screen. Alright, so now I'm going to be bringing up another view controller for my sign up screen. Alright, so I'm just going to place it right over there. Okay, now that looks good. And what I'm going to do is come over here and create another viewController.swift file for my sign up. So I'm just going to click Cocoa Touch class, subclass of UI viewController, and I want to say sign up VC, and I'm going to hit next. So hit create, and here we have it. So I'm just going to remove this pile of unwanted code. So this is sign up VC. Then all I gotta do is come to main.storyboard and assign it to the particular file. So I'm just gonna go click on this, get the class to sign up VC. Now again, I could link the button to show this page when it's clicked by pressing Control and dragging it over here, and I'm gonna click on show. So when I click on this, it's gonna get us to this page. Alright, then let's start designing the so-called sign up page. So again, I want to get in a label, just like resize this, again get the alignment to center, change the text to let's make it all capital, I guess. Sign up, change the font to custom and the style to bold, increase the size to a 32. 32 looks like a really good point. Or maybe instead of making it all bold, let's try, you know, like a normal letter would. Okay, now that looks good. And maybe I could increase the size again. Yeah, now I'm going to get another label the same way we did over here that we call it as subtext. I'm going to stretch it again. And here I'm going to again get it to center alignment, color to dark gray color, and let's see what font did we choose over here. Okay, we left it to system, so I'm going to leave it the same over here. So again, set the color to dark gray, and we're going to say the text complete the form to create an account. And again, I want to reduce the font size to 16, and I want to bring it up right below the sign up. I'm going to center align it. Okay, now I want to move it up a little bit. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to get the image view right over here, and I want to get the avatar boy. Like, this is completely, you know, up to you. You can get the avatar boy or girl, but I'm just gonna choose avatar boy for now. So I'm gonna say avatar boy, and then I wanna resize it to a proper size. So I'm gonna set the width to 128. That looks good. And again, I'm gonna hit shift to resize it properly to the perfect size. Okay, now that size looks perfect. So the width and height of this is 94 by 94. Then I'm going to come over here and I want to get the content mode to aspect fill. Alright, then I want to place it over here in the center, and then I want to get a small label. I'm just going to say tap to choose your profile photo. Right, grab it over here in the center, decrease the font size to probably around 14. Okay, get it to that, resize the label and center align it. Okay, and I want to change the color to again a dark gray color. And now what we're gonna do is have text labels, sorry, text fields, sorry. We're gonna have text fields. I want to grab in 3 text fields, resize it, bring it up, and I'm just gonna hit Alt to get 2 more. Right, so now we have the 3 text fields, and maybe I could kind of like move this up a little bit. Yeah, and then move these up also a little bit. And now all I gotta do is set up the placeholder text, which is gonna be enter your email. So first I'm gonna ask for the email, and I want to get this to center alignment, and then I want to change the, let's keep it to black, so the text is gonna be black. Again, I want to get this to get in and enter your username, and again get it to center alignment. And then last but not least, the password. So I'm going to say enter your password, and again get it to center alignment. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the first text field, and if you scroll down we have certain options, capitalization, correction, spell checking. So I want to get the correction to no, spell checking to no, and the appearance to light. And I'm going to come to username and do the same, spell correction no, spell checking no, and appearance to light. And do the same for a password, correction no, spell checking no, appearance light. And you also got to enable the secure text entry, so when you type in the password you get those rounded dots by which nobody could see what you type inside the password text field. So make sure that secure text entry is checked on. And now the last thing that we got to do is get two buttons, one for the signing up, that is creating the account, and one for going back to the welcome screen. So I'm gonna come over here and call it back, and I'm gonna change the color to a dark gray color, and I want to get the size properly. Okay, and now I'm just gonna resize it, or maybe you know what, I'm just gonna delete this button. I'm gonna come over here to the welcome screen, and I want to hit Alt to duplicate it, and we have another sign in button, so I'm just gonna drag it and put it right over here. Okay, and I'm gonna change the text to register, and now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be changing the color to this color, the color of this photo. So to do that, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to coming over here, I'm going to go down to background color, and I'm going to hit this tool right over here. I'm going to come over here, select this color, and it's going to give me that color. So this is how we get the color of any other object inside our Xcode project. So we have that color. So if you want to know what the hex code for this color is, it's 334D5C. Again, 334D5C. And we have successfully created the register screen. So let's just create the outlets for these, and then we'll go and create the login screen. So I'm going to click on this, and I want to open up the assistant editor, and let's start by creating the outlet for the profile photo. So I'm going to say profile photo, then I'm going to do one for email. I'll say email TF, which stands for text field. For a username, call it as username text field, and one for password. I'll call it as password text field. Now I gotta create two actions for the back button and the register button. So I'm gonna start with the back button, connection action, and the name I'm just gonna call it as back action, and again one for the sign up button. So I'm just gonna create some space over here. Yeah, that looks good. So click on the register button, connection is going to be action, and this is going to be register action. Alrighty, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to make the back button functional. So to do that, I'm just going to go over here to sign up VC, and we just need to write in one line of code, that is self.dismiss animated true, and completion is going to be nil. So all this does, it will dismiss the view controller and it will take us back to the welcome screen. So I'm just gonna hit Command B to build it and make sure that we don't have any kind of errors. So just waiting for this to build. Uh, it's currently showing us that we have got 3 errors. Let's just see what it is and where it is. I'm just gonna build it again. Just gonna go over here. Oh, okay. Okay. Is this a profiler, guys? You won't experience this. It's just something that I experienced. I'm just gonna change the team to my personal team and try again. I'm gonna hit Command B, and this time it should work perfectly. So you won't experience this error because I had a expired profile over here. So you won't experience this error. Okay, so we have successfully created the sign up screen, and we even linked the button over here so that when we click over here we're gonna get to the sign up screen. So let's just go over here, select our iPhone 7 simulator. I'm just gonna run it and see how it looks on the simulator. So let's just check it out. So just waiting for this to build. I don't know why it's taking too long. Maybe it's because it has to compile a lot of files. And it's almost done. And it's about to be done right now. I don't know why it's taking too long. And it says attaching to Instagram on iPhone 7. And let's just wait for this to load up. Okay, I think it's almost done. All cool. We have the Instagram app right here on our simulator, and this looks really wonderful, guys. You could see it looks awesome. So let's click on don't have an account, create now, and that takes us to the sign up screen where you could sign up. And right now we don't have the tap to choose your profile photo function, so even if we click on this we won't be able to do, but we're gonna be doing all kind of programming uh, you know pod in the next pod. So stay tuned for the next video too. uh, and we have the 3 text field: email, username, and password. And don't worry about the other things like bio and your website URL. We are going to be adding all of those later on. So for now we have these 3 options, and we have the register button, which we click, it gives us a nice animation effect, and if we click on back, it's going to take us back to the welcome screen. So this was the um, sign up screen. So let's go ahead and create the login screen. So for creating the login screen, obviously I'm going to be dragging another view controller, and I'm going to placing it maybe over here to the left of the welcome screen, right over here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is again create a new view controller.swift file for our login screen. So I'm just going to come over here, Cocoa Touch class, and again I'm going to call it as login VC, and hit next and hit create. Okay, and I'm going to be removing this pile of code again. So this is login VC, and now I'm going to go back to storyboard, and I want to assign this to the login VC. So I'm going to click over here, set the class to login VC. Okay, now what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be most probably I'm going to be having the same kind of UI for the login screen the same way as I had for the sign up screen. So what I'm going to be doing is I want to copy the sign up and the complete the form to create an account label. I'm going to select both of these, hit Alt, duplicate, and now I'm just going to be dragging both of them over here. Now I want to place them like right over here, and I want to say instead of sign up I'm just going to say sign in, and I'm just going to come over here, complete the let's say form to log into your account. Alright, and again I'm going to align it right in the center. Now I want to bring two text fields. I'm going to call it as text field, and I'll just align it and place it right in the center. And I'm going to duplicate that again by hitting Alt and dragging it. So for the first one, I'm going to be giving the placeholder text to enter your username. Alright, and again center alignment, and the second one is going to be my password. And again center alignment. Now I want to come over here to the username text field, and again as I did over here I want to get the correction to no, spell checking to no, and appearance to be light. And again password, I want to do the same thing, correction no, spell checking no, and appearance going to be light, and secure text entry so that no one is able to see what we have written in the password text field. Bring that down, and I'm going to be coming over here and creating a duplicate of the sign in button, dragging it over here. Okay, and then we need to have one more button that is for forgot your password. So I'm going to drag another button right over here, and then I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to call it forgot your password question mark. I'm going to be changing the color to dark gray, or maybe I'm just going to leave it to blue. I think it looks good. And I'm going to get it a little bit up, and that is it. We have designed the sign in screen, and all you gotta do is add one last feature, that is the back button. So I'm just gonna come over here, duplicate it, and just drag it. So I'm just going to be placing it the exact same position. To get the position, I'm just going to be going over here to the sign up PC, click on the back button, come over here and get the X and Y position. So 19 and 27. So I'm just going to type in the same values for the X and Y. X is going to be 19 and Y is going to be 27. Alrighty, so now we have like created the the sign in view controller. Now all we gotta do is link up all the outlets and actions to the login vc.swift. So I'm just gonna hit over here so that it highlights blue, open the assistant editor, and start making the outlets. So I'm just gonna start making the outlet for the username text field. So I'm just gonna hit control and drag, call it username TF. Then for the password text field, alrighty. And now for the sign in button, so I'm going to create an action. I'm just going to call it as sign in action and make sure the connection is action. And one last thing for the back button. Call it as back action. Okay. So this was the all the connections made, and you might be wondering why I didn't add one for the forgot your password, because we are simply going to link it within the storyboard to the reset password view controller. So let's just drag another view controller, and I'm just going to drag another view controller, put it right over here. So this is going to be a reset password view controller. So when we click on forgot your password, it's going to take us over here. So I'm going to click on forgot your password, hit control, and drag it over the new view controller and hit show. So when we click on this, it's going to open this up. And again, we also need to link the sign in button to the sign in, that is the login VC. So I'm going to hit on the sign in button in the welcome screen, drag it over here, and click on show. So we have successfully created the 4 pages that we need to. So we are just simply gonna quickly design the the reset password view controller. But before that, we need to make the back button of the sign in screen functional. So I'm just gonna go over here to login VC and come over here to the back action, and again type the same line of code, that is self.dismiss animated is going to be true, completion is going to be null. So now let's move ahead. I'm going to create another view controller.swift file for my reset password, and I'm going to call this reset password dot, or not dot, I'm just going to say reset password VC, and hit next and hit create. Now I want to come over here to storyboard, and I want to click on the new view controller and make sure the class is reset password VC. Now I'm going to take the the sign in label over here. I'm just going to hit Alt to duplicate, and I'm just going to bring it right over here, and this is going to be changed to reset password. Okay, and I'm just going to decrease the size to a 34, and I'm going to get even the subtext, hit Alt to duplicate and copy, and I'm going to change the text to enter your email ID to receive password reset request. And then we're going to stretch it, and we are going to increase the lines to 2 so that it appears nicely like this. And then we are going to drag a text field wherein the user will type their email, which they use to create their accounts, and once they type the email and click on the reset button, it's gonna send a reset password request to their email ID, and then they gotta click the link, and then they can type in the new password. So this is gonna have the placeholder text of enter your email, and again center alignment, and I want to get a button. Just going to be simply a blue button. I'm just going to call it reset, and maybe increase the size. I'm just going to first drag this, place it in the center, and increase the size to a 18, so the size is 18 and everything is default. And now one finally for the back button, so I'm just going to hit Alt and just drag it right over there. Exact same position, which was 19 and 27. Come over here, type in X position to be 19, and the Y position to be 27. And one thing that I forgot to tell you guys is when you duplicate a particular button that already has an action, it's automatically, when you drag it to another view controller, it's still going to be connected to that. So you need to break that action connection by clicking on the button and right click. It'll open up this, and you're gonna come over here and remove the touch up inside, so that only this button is like linked to the the touch up inside function. Okay, now all we gotta do is again create the outlets and actions for the reset password VC. So I'm gonna open up the assistant editor and remove this pile of code first of all, and click on the back button. Gonna create the action for that. I'm gonna say back action and change the connection to action, and one for reset password. Let's say reset action. Okay, I by mistakenly created an outlet, so if this happens to you, just delete this over here, come over here to the button, click on the button like this, right click, and you have the outlet over here. You're just gonna click on this cancel button and it'll remove the outlet. So I'm just gonna create one more again. I want to call it reset action, change the connection to action, and hit connect. And one last thing is for the email text field. I'm going to call it as email TF and hit enter. So we have done that, and now we got to make the back button for the reset password VC work. So again, one line of code, that is self.dismiss animated true, and completion is gonna be nil. So we have successfully designed the screens that we need to get started with our Instagram app. So let's run it on the simulator and see this beautiful app work. So just waiting for this to build. And it's running right now on the iPhone 7 simulator, and I'm gonna click on sign in, and you could see we have the sign in screen, and if I click on back, it'll take me back to the welcome screen. And from here I could click on forgot your password, and it's going to take me to the reset password area. So you have enter your email ID to receive password reset request, and you can type in your email ID, and you have the reset button. And if I click on back, it's going to take me back to the sign in screen, and again if I hit back, it's going to take me to the welcome screen. So this is our app UI for the welcome screen, the login screen, the sign up screen, and the reset password screen. So this is the end of this part. So if you have any kind of doubt regarding this lecture, or any kind of doubt regarding the storyboard or any kind of thing like that, please feel free to post it down in the YouTube comment section, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And if you really find this video or this my YouTube channel really helpful, please, you could donate me by using this link. And if you want to change the amount that you want to donate, all you got to do is come over here to the URL and change the number at the end to any desired amount. For example, $20, you could have, donate how much ever you want. So it will be really helpful if you donate me, even if it's $5. It's really helpful. So again, if you have any doubts regarding this video, please feel free to post it down in the YouTube comment section, and I'll help you by replying as soon as possible. So I'll meet you guys in the next part, in which we're going to be working on the sign up procedure, looking at all the errors that basically occur when a user sign up, like no internet connection, if the user hasn't completed the field, if the password is really short. So we're going to look at all of those errors, and then we're going to sign up the user by storing the user data in the Firebase database. So I'll meet you guys in the next video. Peace out.